And so the discussion was going on of, if you could get any superpower, what would it be? We were talking about speed, we were talking about flight, and I brought up invisibility. And everyone's like, well, what would you do with invisibility? I'd be like, first thing I would do is actually take a flight to France. Like, what? It's like, yeah, take a flight to France, turn myself invisible, and start beating the hell out of a mime. Because people would have no idea what was going on, but think they were getting the performance of a lifetime.
I'll give you that. That's a good one.
Roll that footage.
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
All right. What is going on, everybody? It's Thursday. It's 9 o'clock. You're here hanging out. We're here doing this show. We've already got a bunch of cool folks hanging out in the chat. So if you're watching us live on YouTube, do a few things for us. 1, smash that like button. Really helps us out. 2, make sure that you head over to that live chat. We're going to be highlighting your comments, just like our good buddy Winston down there below, chatting with you throughout the course of the show. And Brian Swanson, how is it going? And just having a good time. And if you're not already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because you never know when we're going to come out with some randoms. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of Hasbro news.
And I think about Family
Joe?
Guy. Yeah.
I can't do a good Joe impression.
It's funny about people don't seem to make jokes about mimes. It seems to be just a subject people don't talk about.
The last time I saw anything mime in media was the Johnny Cage Ninja Mime stuff. From the new Mortal Kombat stuff.
Why McFarlane has not made that figure yet, I do not know.
Yeah, no, that would be an easy one. That'd be a slam dunk.
That would be such a great McFarlane exclusive, McFarlane store exclusive.
One thing that was more general about it, Mr. Mime from Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yeah.
That was an elaborate mime situation.
Did you see that Detective Pikachu 2 is still happening?
Oh, boy, no.
Well, when it comes to mime jokes, a mime is a terrible thing to waste.
Okay, no, you went too far there. But
I think I left you speechless.
I can't pantomime like that. I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna embarrass myself. Anyway, hey, let's shift gears. Dave. Oh, actually, wait first. Check that link in the description below. Teespring store helps us out. Look good, feel good. Look good. Help out our channel. We got a lot of good designs. I've been slacking. But I have some news today. So check out our Teespring store. Link in the description below. A lot of good designs designed by myself, Dave, Joe. We've got some new designs coming. I've been slacking, and when I get them up, we're gonna do a giveaway. I've also got another piece coming in. Good Lord, that's a lot of stuff. So Dave, since you just hold that massive pile over, why don't you tell us how you're doing and give us a rundown of all the things you got.
Well, I'm older now. So
Happy
my birthday was this week.
By the way.
Thank you. It's okay. Now, don't feel bad, guys. My mom didn't even call, and that's not even a punchline. No, I'm not. But anyway, I got some fun. I did get some fun stuff. And you guys notice I've got the whole thing of keep the tribalism out of collecting. And part of my purchases are actually kind of pertaining to that. Of course, if you've watched my review channel, you would have known that I got the Action Force ladies in. And just kind of doing a couple. So I actually already have a review for these 3 for Kill Switch, Eclipse, and the Steel Brigade. And oh my Lord. Oh, and then I haven't recorded it yet, but I also have Pandora. I did not get the bloody version, though I'm starting to feel a little FOMO about that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, nor did I.
What, the bloody Pandora?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Valveverse exclusive. it's best way to put it. She's covered in blood, but it's not hers. That's the cool thing. It looks like she's basically been in the middle of a fight and she's won. And again, check my channel for my thoughts on these girls. But there is a lot of drama with the Joe fans and the Valverse fans, which caught some of the 3PO podcast. And then I made the mistake of going on his tank. Oh Lord.
Baby art.
Also, I got this in the mail from
Princeton. You're so wrong on that.
Anyway, from Team Reviews, I did get the Lio Convoy figure from Legacy Evolution, or Leo Prime. For thoughts on that, check out his channel because he'll do a better review than I can about Transformers any day of the week. Also, if you checked out my review channel, you would know I did review the Mezco 112 the Crow figure, which I absolutely freaking love. Like, dude, there's a review. If you watch any review on my channel, this is the one to watch. Technically, and then
I'm behind.
Lastly, I did pick up from Team Amazon the Casket of Cruelty, a bunch of weapons and such, which will be great for my photography. And this thing, no joke. If you haven't watched any reviews on this thing, I mean, we got chainsaws, we get axes, we get blood effects. This is, and it's all solid.
Is that casket
and
plastic?
Yes, the casket is. So the casket itself is an accessory.
That's pretty awesome.
And you can fit the neck of Mummy in here, which is neat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the last of it.
All right. Now, did your clips happen to have the foot breakage issue? McClattery said, Valverse is committed to replacing the foot. Well, I mean,
so far my clips is good. Oh wait, I almost forgot. And I also got my possibly the beginning of the end of my run with Marvel Legends, my Avalanche figure.
Nice.
Forgot about that.
Sweet.
All right.
So, but no, as of right now, my Eclipse is fine. I think he said there's only like less than 20% of them are having that issue. But yes, we will fix it, which is nice.
Yeah, and one of the cool things about that too is, he mentioned in his video, not only would he be willing to send the parts, if you're not willing to do the fix yourself, you could send your figure back and they would do it for you, which that's
service
above and beyond.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Depending on what website you go to.
True.
It's true.
Next up, you know him, you love him, you've probably clicked on a bunch of his videos, Mr. T-Man 978T. How the hell are you? And did you get anything cool this week?
I am not doing well, so I'm going to be in a strict time limit of till 10 o'clock, and then I'm going to poof like a anime. But
we'll try to get the Joe discussion while you're here.
I just got Mezco Bishop. He can fit like all of his accessories on his body, just like a G.I. Joe. I finally, after years, got the designer series. What's the real name? True Force, Mega Man X or X. He is awesome. Randomly, I got this mini HMF series Batman from Ollie's. I did pick up Python Patrol Officer.
Finally.
I got Mr. Owl Face. And I'm going to leave it with that. Let's get it rolling.
Next up, our other resident YouTuber. Actually, I'm the only one in here that's not outside of this show. But
but you have a channel.
I do have a channel. I abandoned it a decade ago, or more than a decade ago.
I did have one more thing. Shazam. He looks
Pretty good.
great.
It's a good likeness.
Awesome. It is an awesome figure, period, because of the accessories and extra hands.
That's not McFarlane, is it?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
McFarlane.
Yeah, it's shocking. He has open gesture hands and fist and lightning effects for both hands.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, that's all you need. Thank you. I've been begging for that.
Nice.
The only thing they could have did extra is give him an extra
okay.
face
Oh, that's
extra.
Joe. Next up, our other resident YouTuber, TM Reviews. Sony, how the hell are you? What cool
I'm good.
things did you pick up?
I'm good. I'm a little tired today, but I got this guy. He's all right. Not very stable, but he looks nice. He's got.
He
a lot
does
of
look
pink.
nice.
I dated a girl like that.
This just in. I got these from Partsformers. So it's made with a new, and I'm gonna forget what he said here. Hold on.
Is that a foot soldier?
It's a foot soldier. Yeah, it's 3D printed, but it's incredibly articulated, like more than some like retail figures. And he said it's made with variable layer height printing.
Huh.
So basically, it's really smooth surfaces. I don't know if that's coming across camera, but it's like extremely smooth. So normally 3D printing is like rough.
Yeah.
And on the back, same thing. It's got some smooth. And yeah, it's pretty exciting what's going on with 3D printing right now. The advancement. Oh, and also he sent this, the Herald of Unicron. Made similarly, but look at that.
Now, I'm curious. Brian Swanson says Stratotanker might be the worst figure in my collection.
Wow.
I think for me it goes to Ditka, but that's
I
just
don't know if
me.
it's the worst, but it's up there. This, which I haven't looked at yet, but tonight. Electrocharger. So this is that. I guess it's a bike, space bike. I don't know. From G Tony. That's the. I forgot her name. What's the girl that rides that?
Oh,
What's her name?
Oh,
Anyone?
oh God! It's the cop. It's the space cop.
yeah.
What is her name?
Alana? No.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
I'll know. Give me a second. I'll look it up for you. I know this one.
Because we looked at the bundle on the show like last year, and I was like, that man, they're going for some deep cuts.
Yep. So I have some deep cuts in a box waiting to be reviewed. And that's it. That's all I got.
Right on.
Pandora.
Pandora, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Mike. How are you doing, man?
Tired. Very tired.
That's the theme.
Just getting past January and rolling right into February and then slowing down. But anyway, stuff for this week. Nothing Transformers. It's all been action figure related. And I think Dave's probably pointed out most everything, but I also got Wave 3, including her. I haven't even opened her up yet, or at least the exclusive version. But her, I got Eclipse as well. No ankle issues after you heat them up like everyone says to do, except her. I've had a hard time. Dave, have you had a hard time keeping this head on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. And the funny part is, I was actually able to put it on the Steel Battalion figure fine.
Yes. It's just her, the way her vest is kind of screwing it
And
up.
it's the weirdest thing, but I mean, actually, it looks good on the Steel Battalion. I'm not going to say it.
Yep. And speaking of that, I got my own steel core. I mean, silver battalion, Valiverse guys. So yeah, these army builders are really cool. You've got their little special flight packs that somehow they looks like something else. But anyway, really, really cool figures. And I've also been trying to go through some of the local toy stores and secondhand shops. And today, just because it's going with the work week and it's been like in a crappy foul mood, I found this guy for $5. So,
Dude,
it's very appropriate for the mood for this week. But this is this Punisher's pretty awesome.
That is better than that Batman I just found.
So yeah, he was where was this? Not Pikesville. I'm not sure. So I have to look him up. But that's pretty much all I got this week. Obviously, it's been more than enough, and just been trying to get trying to finish editing the video for these guys because I'm about 3 weeks behind putting anything out, and YouTube's already forgotten about me, and that's cool. So
yeah, they are punishing shit out of me.
So that's all I got, man. So how are you, Jordan?
I'm doing pretty good. Like I started out tired, you know. Jonathan Walker, he put a comment here. Y'all want to make me feel better. This week has been exhausting. Yeah, I think January felt like one of the longest months in a long time. But no, I got rejuvenated. I finally got my new position at work, so I'm actually back to doing. Thank you. It's a lateral move, but I'm back to doing technical work. I'm no longer working on the business side of things, and I feel relieved. It's going to be a little bit more work here and there. But, I was feeling like my skill set declined, and it was not a good feeling. So I'm glad to be back and working on technical things. It's kind of rejuvenated my career a little bit. Not that I was in any issues or anything like that, but it's just, it was starting to feel a little bit repetitive.
You're getting rocked.
PowerPoint hell.
Not PowerPoint, Excel. Like I was just
even worse.
Working in Excel all day in, day out, meetings. Like I like give me servers, give me, actual monitoring tasks. Those are things that I want to be working on. I'm back to it, so I'm happy about that. Actually, I'm now like the owner of a lab at her. Like I actually own a lab at her one office, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Nice.
Also, I've treated myself to what is now my new favorite beer, Dewey Beer Secret Machine. This is I believe this is a sour ale, but it's classified as a fruit smoothie beer. This is like cherry cobbler pie a la mode. It's ridiculously good. This is based out of Delaware.
Is that the one? Is that the same one that the same brand that you let me have one of those beers?
No, the one that I let you have was
the washing machine or pink machine.
Yeah, the Purple Monkey dishwasher. It was that chocolate. It was like Sweet Baby Java, but not.
Yeah.
Like I think it was a little bit too chocolate forward and not enough peanut butter. But these are good. They're just unfortunately expensive. These are $20 for a 4-pack. So, yeah. But if you go on Thursdays, they're 10% off. So it's a good reason to treat yourself to get $2 off. But I only got one thing, and it was a thing that I had been wanting for a long time. If you watched the live stream I did with Deluxe last Friday, you probably already saw that I got this. This is Fans Hobbies Double Agent. And, man, this figure is almost everything I wanted it to be.
Where'd you get it from?
I got this from Dojo. Came really fast.
That's quick.
And yeah, I got the purple wing version. I know the green one is tune accurate, but I like the way this looks way more. I have no connection to Master Force. This is a really good figure. The only things I can ding it on is the wing transformation. The instructions suck. They really, really, really suck. And nobody has a really good guide.
I found a great video on TikTok.
Yeah, one just came out.
For the wings?
The whole thing.
For the whole thing? Yeah. Yeah, like once you get it and figure out what you need to do, it's fine. But like everybody's videos was like them fumbling through it. not knowing what to do. The wings are the only pain point on this guy. My other gripe with him is he has no ab crunch, just by the nature of the Power Master gimmick. And I guess if I was to do a couple nitpicks, I'm not the biggest fan of how the knees are, but again, to the my beer Dave sound like stripper Dave. Hey, that's the best. And yeah, I know my green screen is eating them up. I also went with the toy look. I left the teal face on, and it's a cool figure. I like the fact that he uses LR44s. For the weapon. I like the fact that it has 2 modes.
Thank God.
You also can let me pull it out of his hand. He does that make toys style. So the back of it actually lights up. So if you have it in vehicle mode, the LED has purpose.
I'm so tired of buying random, impossible to find batteries. LR44 is the way to go.
Absolutely.
I
like
I like the Decepticon bot mode. It's almost like if Dive Bomb decided to leave the Predacons and just go off on his own.
And it's really easy to get him into that mode too. I mean, I'm not going to do it because I don't feel like fiddling with the wings right now. But the way that they did the way that the Condor head's in here, because the Condor head has the alternate head in there. Basically all you do is you pop the chest open and you flip the Condor head up into the place, and then alternatively you can use this piece, as a jetpack for him. So they did some really cool stuff.
Change it in the background.
Change it to the Decepticon mode
in the background while we're doing the show.
Yeah, I can give that a go. And then also both of the Power Masters are really cool. In Master Force they were the same character. It's just that they were 2 different armors. But this is the Decepticon version, and I've been keeping this guy on the shelf with my Decepticons. So just cause I also
he looks
think
like a Decepticon.
He looks really good with Overlord, 6-shot, Snapdragon, and 8-face. That's where I've got him on a shelf. And
did you sticker him up as well?
No, I'm gonna leave the stickers off. I think he looks good stock, and I've already got the box up in my attic in another box. So yeah. Red faced.
Oh, this G2
I think he's
from his love.
Awesome. Right on. Well, that's it for me. I just got the one thing, and I guess we can go ahead and get into it because we had a whole bunch of Hasbro stuff get dropped on us. And I want to get to the G.I. Joes while we got taped.
A lot of Hasbro.
A whole lot of Hasbro. So, it's funny. Prior to this fan stream, we got pictures of Twincast with Hi-Fi. It's awesome. He's being included. And Metal Hawk. So we finally got to see what Metal Hawk was. We'll get into it.
And we finally see where that smiling blaster face came from.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey,
so Grimlock. I'm going to come back to Grimlock. We got the stickers. I mean, this is your core class Grimlock. It don't look the best. It really doesn't look the best.
It reminds me of Pretender Grimlock, and that's not a good thing.
No, or the what was the one that they had with the original Legends? When they took the Pretender.
Oh no, not that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that looks better than this.
It did.
The Pretender.
Robot Heroes. What are you talking about?
Something.
No, he's talking about the original universe, the Chug, the original Chug Grimlock.
No, not the original Chug. Back in 1990, when they had.
No, that's still better than. I mean, the Chug Grimlock is still better than that.
Yeah, but I'm saying this reminds me of that old. It was the Pretender Grimlock, but it didn't come with the shell. Is what I'm talking about. is what this looks like.
Or the Action Master.
Yeah, next.
Anyway,
None of us.
that- yeah.
So we've already seen what they call the alleged Thundercracker. Here he is with his arm cannons.
Super next.
Yeah. So this one actually surprised me because I wasn't expecting him to get a brand new weapon. So we've got the Nemesis Prime here. Instead of coming with an ion cannon, he comes with a blue energy axe, which I think is actually pretty cool.
And it looks nice, actually.
Yeah, it's.
Look, and they show him with a trailer
Do they?
on the box.
No, they do. I never noticed.
He turned into Motormaster.
Yeah. I can see some third party taking advantage of it, but yeah, he looks cool. It's a good mold. It's a good mold. I'll probably get this one.
Class trailer.
And then we get our first look at Shrapnel. Is he actually called Shrapnel this time?
Yes.
So one thing I believe Mark Clonus said they are going to move the Decepticon insignia to the correct location when he releases.
Oh.
Where is it now?
Right now, there's apparently a molded box where it's supposed to go, and he said on his Instagram that they're going to move it to the correct orientation.
He looks good.
I like that they also didn't paint that tip, because I don't know if people know, but the blast effects actually will adhere to paint if you leave them on.
And he got a lot of weapons like kickback.
Yeah.
This is the best one that I
Maybe
revealed.
because he feels squat.
I think it's okay. I mean, they're all squat. It matches.
If I had skill with that Molotov's chrome pen, oh my god, I could make that. That would look amazing. Chrome.
Have you seen that they actually have electroplating pens?
What?
Yeah, you can like
No.
actually. Yeah, it's a thing. Like you can electroplate with a pen. I don't know how, it probably costs a lot, but I've seen some of the people that do like the 3D printer stuff. The 3D printing stuff like will actually use that to put metal on their prints.
Does it make it look reflective chrome?
It actually puts a metal coating on it, like where if you like do nickel, it'll actually look and feel like metal.
I've seen I keep getting an advertisement on Instagram every so often where somebody's painting a Hot Wheels car with a chrome pen, and it looks professional.
It could be that. But
Oh,
It looks
my
good.
Here's what
Yeah.
digital pen plating station for only $245.
exactly, it's expensive.
We could take a moment to laugh at the Evo Fusion gimmick,
Yeah.
which is basically just putting a weapon on a figure. We haven't been doing that for 100 years.
Right, exactly. It's been around for a minute. Like I think like for somebody had to come up with that, brand it, Photoshop it. It's like, come on, like this is targeted at collectors. You don't need to do this. Just make this like your Marvel Legends line. Make the character the marketing focus.
What does it mean?
The Evo Fusion, it's basically that, hey, all the weapons can kind of combine together, but they've had that since Siege.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just putting the weapon on the figure. Like Blaster, we're about to see. When you turn him into cassette mode and you put the gun on his back, that's Evo Fusion.
That's Evo Fusion, yeah. Like it basically just makes an antenna for his tape deck mode.
You gotta say
So-
it. Right. Evo Fusion.
All you need to do is jump onto something's back, and that makes it Evo Fusion.
Basically,
I need to talk to my wife.
yeah.
You're just not saying it right. That's the problem.
It reminds me of that one Venture Brothers where Hank and Dean were in the courtroom and they were doing like the Mecha Shiva thing and they kept screaming Mecha Shiva. in court.
Mecha Shiva.
Mecha Shiva.
Shiva.
So Prowl, we've seen Prowl, animated universe Prowl. This looks awesome. They have like a whole concept to creation thing where they detailing how they kept elements of animated, but they basically, we'll call it G1ified it.
He is my most anticipated. I like the new.
I was gonna say he was mine till I saw Shrapnel.
You know what? That actually almost makes me want to buy a bulkhead now. I
They're
passed
gonna
on
probably
them
make
before, but they were
animated
really good together.
They might make an animated universe bulkhead.
They could, because then they could do one where he's got like bigger arms, and then
Shorter
they could,
legs.
yeah. And then what was that one character in Cybertron that like had the same proportions as Bulkhead?
Transformer
I don't
Cybertron?
know. I
Yeah.
hope they make a look. I hope they make a lug nut.
What's his name, Lugnut?
It wasn't Lugnut.
Well,
Was
no,
it?
Lugnut was an animated only Decepticon.
I know what you're talking about. It's the guy that hung out with the motorcycle guy. They were from the Speed Planet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not long arm.
No,
I think it's long arm.
he was green and then he got a red and black super mode.
No idea.
I know exactly who you're talking about. No, I know exactly. He was the green car. He turned into like a tri vehicle, and he had his engines flip forward into cannons. I know. Speedia, Transformers, Cybertron. I know exactly who you're talking about.
And they used him
Purple
for that
Zone.
Crumple Zone. There we go. Because they could also make
yes.
that work.
Yeah, Crumple Zone. I mean, God, that show had such good toy design. Crumple Zone, Lug Nut,
just noticing that.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Pig pointed out last night that he's looking through his own fairing in the motorcycle. It's kind of funny.
I'm wondering if that can
God,
flip
he's Scooter.
He is
Oh
kind of
my
Scooter.
God, a red repaint Scooter.
Crosscut, good. This is a
we can
pass.
skip it.
Crap.
Pass.
We can't. It's a thing.
Look at the wheel.
I know.
Skip them. Don't bring it up.
Just get rid of this axe and put the budget and giving him 10 cents worth of paint.
Evil Fusion.
Mark Clonus liked the red daggone tires. Like, you must be nuts. This guy, I'm kind of looking forward to him.
He looks good.
He reminds me of the old deluxe Junkions because he's got like the top portion of the motorcycle on his one
Oh yeah.
shin.
Oh, both the seat on one leg and the engine portion on the other leg. It's exactly like that. But I'm happy that they're making Junkions more than that one kind of design.
Right, they're expanding, and
That's cool.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So they're doing something that
I
X-Trans
dig
wants
that.
to do.
Oh. What do they do there? Like, yeah, so they're showing it combining with the car one. But yeah, Crash
That's
Bar
actually
looks
pretty cool.
really cool. And awesome to get like new characters. Then we get into Metal Hawk, and this is a very extensive retool of Cyclonus from Kingdom.
Crazy.
When I first saw that, I actually thought that was a G-Axis retool.
I got so too.
It's
I
funny,
saw
like
Cyclonus' shoulders immediately. But the vehicle mode looks completely different.
yeah, it's like
Well,
he's
the
backwards.
Cyclonus wings. Yeah, the Cyclonus wings are inverted.
Yeah.
Like,
But
that
it's
looks nothing like.
I'm not the biggest.
Who's vibrating?
That's not me.
Yeah, hold on.
No.
I'm probably going to let the clip come back.
I'm not the biggest fan of the alt mode, but the bot mode looks pretty decent.
I like them both, to be honest. Like, I think that the alt mode just is kind of maybe lacking some paint, but it's not the worst. Yeah.
I
personally
that could have been a
dig it.
much bigger train wreck. When I first heard the name Metal Hawk, I thought he would be just like Bomb Burst and all the others.
Yeah, I too was expecting G-Axis because I was like, well, what else are they going to do with that mold?
Yeah.
And then when they announced Metal Hawk, I even was saying this on Deluxe's live stream on Friday. I was like, well, I could easily see them doing G-Axis, like, they remold the shins, and I was actually, yeah.
There's still time for that.
There's still time. They could come up with something, and they probably will.
I look at this now, and I'm almost thinking that would make a real. I mean, when I first thought with G-Axis they were going to make it, but now I look at this. This would also be a good Armada thrust.
Yeah.
G-Axis is one of the best molds from Legacy.
I agree. I'm hearing really good stuff about Tarn.
I can't find him.
TS Hustler says, I don't even know Metal Hawk, and I'm still getting him. G Tony says Metal Hawk should have come with the Pretender. I'm sure somebody is going to do third-party Pretender shells. I mean, especially for like Iguanus and Bomb Burst, where they could actually fit in there, and then you could have like a, legit action figure. Will fit in like a chest cavity. Like Bomb Burst is small enough that you could create a shell that he goes in, and it's articulated enough. It probably won't have like ab crunch or anything.
I got you.
But I mean, because of the ball joints, you can take the legs, or you can even put him in his plane mode. Same thing with Iguanus. I don't have Iguanus out, but I mean, you could contort him into a pretty small.
Yeah, but this guy's not going to work.
Oh yeah. No way is he going to fit into like a reasonably sized. And that's my biggest criticism of these Pretenders is that they're so inconsistent with scale. Like it's just off the table.
Yep.
But
I mean, he's not in this. Isn't he the Master Force version in this one?
It doesn't even say he's from any universe. It just says Metal Hawk.
Oh.
So just
Each
kind
one
of
more.
Yeah. Princeton says Tarn can get into some good poses. I've been like one step behind. Like I think it's like storage getting like one Tarn and one Leo Convoy. I'm just waiting on Amazon to get them. Twincast, I think he looks fairly good. I mean, I like the blaster mold. They put the different face sculpt on him, but I think it was I think it was one of you guys that said they didn't give him the double tape deck door. Pointed that out. Like they did for Sound Blaster, but he can only store a single cassette.
Did we get another cassette yet? I don't even think we got one.
I mean,
yeah, I'm back just to say I have to leave early. Family emergency prep.
yeah. Hopefully everything's okay.
You stay, man.
Good night.
Later.
See ya. Yeah, so like we got Rewind. Or, I'm sorry, we got Hi-Fi with Blaster. We get Rewind with Twincast. But I'm curious, like how or if they're going to do other tapes. I mean, they could do them under Studio Series. It's kind of hard to say what they do, or if they just release them as core
It's
class.
disappointing that they're not following through.
Yeah. Because it would be really cool to get Steeljaw. It'd be really cool to get Ramhorn.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure they'll do Rosanna as well. But yeah, here's that Evo Fusion.
Especially without the tape deck, double tape deck thing. I think this is. I mean, it's an obvious repaint. I mean, remold, but I think this guy's going to shelf form.
Oh, he definitely is going to shelf form.
Wait, what?
Like, nobody has any connection to the character. That's the
Who's going to shelf for?
Twincast. I think the biggest selling point for him is Rewind.
It's the same. It's the same robot.
It's the same robot.
No, it is.
Yeah.
At least when they made the War for Cybertron Sound Blaster was a character in the show. So
Right.
he actually had, a character connection to it, that he had some kind of representation. This guy though is just, it's a blue blaster.
What's up, Niles?
What's up, Niles?
And Mariana, yeah, the gun apparently becomes the antenna, if you want to call it that.
Evil future.
Tony says, I'm collecting Chug Headmasters, Cindy. Yeah, there is a market for him, but at the end of the day, I do think he is going to shelf warm. I mean, I'm planning on picking him up. I mostly want Rewind. Then we've seen Skyquake before. He looks awesome.
We'll buy.
Yeah, and of course with Skyquake, we know we're gonna get Dreadwing. So yeah, it's funny too how faithful he is to his Transformers Prime incarnation. Like they did not give him a nose, which I think is interesting. Like he looks like he could fit in with the Transformers Prime toy line.
I'm very much looking forward to that figure.
Man, that box art. And that's the roundup for these guys. I do want to highlight one more thing. I believe Mark Lonis put this out. They didn't do this in the reveals, but you get to see how the leg works for Volcanicus. So there's Grimlock in leg mode, and yeah, I don't know about that. He's intentionally meant to be the left leg. I was not expecting this.
Did you hear about the Titan class news?
Did they come out with anything officially? Because it's supposed to be the Nemesis. Well, actually, I think I know what you're talking about. We'll go ahead and we'll cut to that.
Okay. Because Diamchock said it's the Blue Guardian, repaint of Omega Supreme.
Yeah. So JT Prime.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So February 28th, we'll find out. All the teaser says a toy of Titanic proportions, equal secrecy. Should be here for this one. I would have thought that the Blue Guardian would have been a Generation Selects.
Yeah, same here.
But it could be both. To be honest with you, because we got Metroplex and we got Black Zorak in the same year. So very well could get both of them. In that live stream, they did also show off some teases. Like they don't have pictures of the toys, but they like completely showed what characters they're going to be doing for the next waves.
Somebody told me that they were doing this because people have been revealing their figures sooner than they could announce them. But then I found out later that's not necessarily true. It's just pipeline. They got to show the pipeline.
Yeah.
I definitely, the Armada Megatron and DevCon finally getting a goddamn official release. Ooh, DevCon would be another good reuse of that Metal Hawk mold.
It would, but it's going to be the Scourge mold.
Yeah, it's going to be Scourge.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
They made, 3?
Yeah. I'd love to see...
He's not here, but I know he'll get Beachcomber. He loves Beachcomber, 100%. Too.
The Leo Prime, the Nemesis Leo Prime, like, come on. I mean...
the thing is, the Shadow Leo Prime, I think, was Beast Wars Neo canon.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yes. It's part of the show.
I didn't watch the whole thing, so I watched part of Beast Wars Neo.
It's
painful.
It is tough. Dirge getting probably a re-release. That's awesome because I know a lot of people did not get the cone heads. I hope Armada Megatron is a brand new mold.
Here's my thing: if it's a re-release, why do they have artwork? Just show me the figure. It's the same figure, exact same figure.
I thought he had a screaming face, so they might Well, I mean, they do have the tooling,
Yeah.
so
Still, they
No.
could have at least showed me more than just artwork.
yeah.
They
They
should
went
come
through
back.
some of the Rise of the Beast stuff we've
Probably.
already seen, but there is new Rise of the Beast stuff that wasn't previously seen, as well as the kids line. So we'll get that stuff out of the way real quick, because it also gives us our first look at the movie version of Rhinox.
Well, yeah.
This is a kids line, right?
Yeah, this is the kids line. We're not going to spend too much time on it because, again, I think a lot of this stuff's probably conceptual. Like you have Kitty Cat Bumblebee here, which is bizarre. And you have like this weird thing where Bumblebee is a bird hybrid. Like he's like got a bird head coming out of his chest.
No.
That's
That
something.
is just yeah, it's a
Yeah.
thing.
Well, you also have to wonder like how much of the stuff is actually in the movie and how much of it is just like, hey, we have the concept art, start making toys, because that's par for the course with Transformers.
This is not from the movie, right?
I don't have no idea. I mean, like Rhinox here probably is how he's going to look in the movie, which he
Oh,
looks
seeing
like
so much
Rhinox.
money saved right now.
Yeah, just right. He looks like Rhinox with no color.
That's actually the least offensive of all of them.
I agree.
That bird in the chest, though.
Then we see like the weaponizers that they're doing. The weaponizers kind of seem cool. Like it's
Till you get
cool
to
to see the
Rhinox.
weaponizers. Well, yeah, we got to get the Rhinox. You get Tigatron.
That Optimus is out on shelves.
Is it
Yeah.
Wow.
This is really small. It's very small.
this one?
Well, the core
Yeah, this is the one with the ball joints, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out.
Huh.
Unless I'm looking at another one that looks just like it.
I mean,
So-
probably so. I mean, I think this looks very similar to the current core class one, but
It was bigger than core class though.
yeah.
It was small, but it was. Oh,
Yeah, so they have
Those
this
are
whole gimmick
weird.
line.
Those
They look-
are.
They had something similar to these for Cyberverse.
It's
they
a
had the
thing.
one-
Yes.
Where,
Bumblebee wore a
yeah.
freaking battleship.
Yeah, and Cheetor wore the battleship as well.
go. Get up for this game.
The
The bike's not
yeah,
horrible.
Okay.
The bike's
This
not-
RC actually doesn't look all that bad. It looks better
Yeah.
than the deluxe RC, if I'm being honest. Like the
You
vehicle
gotta
mode,
remember, there's
no.
one very important thing.
but-
These are meant for little children.
They're meant
These
for
are not
kids,
meant
yeah.
for us. These are meant
Fair.
for 5-year-old, not us
And-
men children.
Then I argue we shouldn't even be looking.
I know, but I mean,
Yeah,
we
I
still
concur.
we're getting
Move.
entertainment out of this. I mean, this is
You
kind of
are.
interesting that they're doing their callback to the old 2-pack, even though he's the gorilla, not the bat. But I just want to get to Rhinox because look, he's got a chain gun coming out of his ass.
We call that the ace cannon. Thank you very much.
Like I just imagine like the thing like you remember Terminator 2 when he's firing off the chain gun and it like legitimately sounds like a fart. Like he's like I just
Okay.
imagine like somebody holding this and there's like 0 casualties pop up. Gives John Connor a thumbs up with this rhino.
I'm gonna have to buy
ass.
two.
It was-
You're gonna
So
buy
I
two, so
saw-
they can double.
the Gator shotgun's kind of cool.
That's
No, it's not.
I dare 27 says a real booty tootie.
hmm.
I got it. I just out of principle, I gotta get the rhino asshole gun. It's like Ace Ventura enters battle mode.
I called it the ace cannon.
I missed that. That was good. But
Yep.
gasket. Well, that does it for our official news. There, let's hop into some third party news. I'm gonna do the add-on kit first for Motormaster here. If I can get the link to come up, let's get this going.
Real booty tooty.
Real booty tooty. All right.
I thought that was fake. I didn't
Oh, it's
realize it
real.
was an actual toy.
So, Magic Hand Studios coming out with an upgrade kit for Legacy Motormaster. And this actually looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. This thing does quite a bit. We'll get into everything it comes with. Can I expand that? That's the visual search. I'm still getting used to Windows 11, so bear with me here.
My computer can't take it.
Open a new tab.
I dig it. First of all, it
Yeah.
makes the trailer more robust.
Yes. I like that aspect a lot because that trailer looked really stubby. I don't know what these black pieces are for. It looks like they're maybe for the front, like they're filler pieces. He comes with a proper gun for Motormaster. I like
they're
the
to
fact.
extend his thighs.
Oh, those are the thigh pieces. Okay, because we'll get into they go through how all this works here. Let's just open a new
$50.
tab there. It's $50, but you get
$50
you do get
to add
a
your
substantial-
$80 figure.
Yeah. So they go into like how all those pieces work. All the weapons as well as here we'll open this up in a new tab here. All weapons and the leg extension parts can be carried within the trailer extension parts. That's very smart. And
It should have been part of it.
That
It-
makes this $150 figure, 140, whatever.
yeah,
That's a lot for a retail. Like you're getting into MP there.
you are getting into MP territory, but I mean, if you've already invested in the bot itself, I mean, and you want it to
Is that-
look the way you want.
That picture showing it's taller. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's
That's
way
actually
taller. I like the fact that they don't add like there was another kit that just added a ton of bulk to the thighs. I think this actually looks really good. And then there's a photo of him and also showing off the gun. Like I mean this does do a bunch of things to improve the combined look. I think the proportions look really good. Am I going to get it?
They do.
Probably not.
You get an adapter to bring the cars to
Well,
the
the
front.
good news is he's still less than Road King.
He is still less than Road King, but Road King is
Just
awesome.
Like if that add-on kit made him the same price as Road King, then I'd be like, fuck that. It's still a pill to swallow. Like if you
Yeah.
I guess if you're in for the combiner, it doesn't matter because you're gonna make an
Yeah.
awesome combiner.
Well, I think if you've already got the combiner, that's the big allure. Like a lot of people got the combiner all set up and done, and it's kind of like I don't want to say it's underwhelming, but I definitely have my gripes with it. For the $50,
is it making
price
it
tag?
$130 Motormaster, or is it just adding $10 to each figure? Think of it that way.
I mean, that's a good point. Are you doing that? I mean, I my biggest gripe with this set, I think, is that it also doesn't come with a sword extension. Like if it just had a piece that slipped over the existing blade for Metasaur, like it wouldn't have cost them really that much to do.
And see, I'm comfortable with the size of my blade, so it's all fine with me. That's for our 2% female audience. I've looked at the stats. Anyway, move on. We got a long
All
night
right,
here, man. It's
moving
almost 7
on.
o'clock already.
I know. Well, we're going to get into our good buddy Pake, who did an interview with Chigo King. We've had Chigo King on the show before. Really awesome guy. I'd love to get him back and have a chat with him. He spilled some beans on what is going on with Make Toys. He's a designer for Make
I
Toys.
believe
Edition
Sony
2.
mentioned this to us in October too.
Yeah.
Did-
It wasn't quite an interview. He
yeah.
posted on his Discord server.
Yeah.
Uh,
And this was new info that he posted on Pake's Discord. He's joined Pake's Discord.
Yes.
And he says, let me share some news about Make Toys. Maybe some of you already know that I'm part of Make Toys design development now. Still with MMC2, so it's awesome. I mean, he's one of the best designers in the game, in my personal opinion. Things are taking time to be rescheduled. Make Toys get a long pause with unfinished products, and COVID is not over. Special thanks to the factory laborers who are facing so many difficulties. The Coneheads are processing. I will soon wrap some shots and prepare the packages. He does a lot of the artwork for them in addition to designing the toys. The MTRM 15 Endgame, their Dirge, was already out a long time ago, which we know. Two headmasters are also in the work pipe. MTRM Guardmain, which is their highbrow, is back on pre-orders. I'm excited for that one. I've been wanting that figure since seeing the shots and seeing it in person years ago at TFCon. I'm also preparing 2 new headmasters. Sorry, I cannot reveal. The task will be high considering the work done before. Mr. Liu, the pose designer now, will try to keep continuity in the creativity he gave to the brand. Pake says, also, when you say 2 new headmasters, that mean the old designs from other headmasters are still going to be replaced with new ones? He says, no, 2 new designs added to the MTRM catalog.
Brand new.
Yeah.
so it's either going to be 2 Decepticons or like
So-
I mean, well, they've already got Chrome
the ones that are
They've already
the ones that are
Sorry.
ruled out are Ape Face and
Snapdragon.
Brainstorm. Those 2
Yeah.
are not. Can't be it.
It would be nice if it was Brainstorm, though.
It can't be it
Oh, no.
because they were already revealed, and he just
Yeah.
said they haven't been revealed.
I just would like to see Brainstorm maybe get like a little updated because I think the highbrow looked good. I thought the Brainstorm looked a little blocky for my taste, but
I would like
maybe Misfire.
No, that's a target master.
Target Man.
Misfire's Target Master. I'm
Yeah.
thinking Titan's Return made him yeah. Titan's
I mean,
Return
who's
made him
left? Who's left from the headmasters?
Well, we've got Highbrow. They got Coppola.
I mean, they could also do some of the Headmaster Juniors.
Hmm.
Like,
They could.
I mean-
Also, they still could do Skullcruncher. They need to.
Yeah.
They don't have any of the Decepticons.
Oh, that's
Weird
true.
Wolf, Skullcruncher,
That's
Mindwipe.
no.
I forget those are all fans toys.
I'll tell you right now, if they're smart, they need to do Weird Wolf first.
I
Because
think
so
you're
many
right.
people will, if it's solid, they will ditch their Lupus for it.
I think you're right. I think it's a Decepticon.
And,
Yeah.
the last one they should do is their Skull Cruncher, so people don't have to deal with. So people can almost be like, "All right, well, I just bought the Fans Toys one. Now that I've bought all the others, it's time for me to update it."
If they did a Skull Cruncher in Optimus colors, they could get people that are Fans Toys fanboys to buy into it
Mhm.
very easily.
I'd low run that one because Fans Project did that.
Yeah, that would
Fans
be
Project did it, but it wasn't MP scaled.
That's a
Oh,
TFCon thing.
Yeah.
Those Fans
I
Project
think that
headmasters
it's
were almost all fantastic.
Terry 27 says we ain't ditching Fans Toys for non-tan fans. I mean, Make Toys makes a really good product. I think they're a company that I absolutely loved, and seeing them kind of fall from grace was painful because there was a time where I think that they were on the same pedestal with Fans Toys for a lot of collectors.
I agree.
All right.
I mean,
We're gonna.
I've got all 3 of the original Seekers.
Yeah. I still have the
anyway, keep on
G2.
moving.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna hop into third-party news that is not Transformers, but is a transforming figure, which will segue us into our non-Transformers news. This is Lucky Cat and their third-party Megazord. And when I first saw this, I thought it was the Flames toys. So, for those who don't know, Lucky Cat is kind of like in that same realm as 5-2 Toys, where they do those box or the Beast boxes.
But these are not licensed, right?
These are unlicensed, and the Lucky Cat stuff. They're doing Transformers. They're doing Voltron. I think wasn't the Voltron their first one?
Yes.
They're
Matt
doing-
actually has that.
I need to
They
check
have
that out.
Devastator coming.
Yeah, Devastators in the
War-
pipeline.
War Within Devastator, which is interesting seeing that old art again. But god damn, I love it.
I
this.
want this as a despot. I when I first saw this, I was like, wait a minute, is that like a downscaled version of the Flames toys?
This is a bold move.
It's a very bold move.
They're also another bold move is they're doing Jetfire, which I can't believe they're going to take that on. Like those are 2 properties that are very highly protected.
Oh, I forgot to talk about the Jetfire stuff or Skyfire. Like with retailers not getting him in on time because the shipping for him is like so expensive.
Yep.
I mean, there's not much to talk about, but
I'm going to be paying a ridiculous amount to try to get it earlier.
Patience saves pockets. I know.
Nope,
as
I
a
don't have
reviewer.
patience.
Yeah.
I'm not saving my pocket.
Not sure how I feel about this sword.
I mean, the thing looks amazing, so
Yeah.
That's fine.
I
Well, I
guess
find it's interesting is like he's like the regular version and he's the Genesaic version of him, and it's like you can go old school and be traditional, or you can power him up, or you can even hybridize it. I love this, and oh my god,
and
they
he
make
can
it
be a tiny little desk bot. That's what's awesome about it. I'm in for this.
I'm worried about this company.
Why are you worried about him? Because it's a rabbit hole?
They're taking huge risks.
But that's what makes third party great. Like, I mean, you can
gambling with their money.
Yeah.
See, Transformers is one thing because Hasbro has kind of proven they're going to let third party coexist.
Yeah.
But Power Rangers and Bandai, like what do you call it, Macross.
Well, Power Rangers is a weird spot because, like, I don't know if you know, like Hasbro bought Saban, so like they're in this weird space where like, and I get to go into your point, like Ranger and Mighty Morphin are kind of like co-owned by Hasbro and Bandai.
Here's the dangerous thing. They actually list that as Megazord.
They do.
On Shozi, it actually calls it a Megazord. That's the actual playing with fire.
Yeah, but Shozi does that. They list the name of the character in the third party listing. They sometimes do that.
Yeah. Thunder Megazord, maybe. Yeah, I'd love to see somebody do the Thunder Megazord.
Yeah, he's called Beast Lord. His name is Beast Lord, but then Josie puts the Megazord after that.
Dare 2727 asked if anybody was going to get the Flames Toys version of the Megazord. I liked the design. I thought it was too stylized, and the price is way too high for me.
What's the price?
It was like $600.
Yep.
So that was a no for me, but for this being like I think under 100, I think this is like $90. I would definitely pick this up.
This is like Legends scale, or what's?
It's probably gonna be like 6 or 7 inches tall. Does it even say here? Yeah, 2-inch figures. They come together to form Beast Lord. So I'm guessing it'll probably form like a 6 or 7 inch tall figure without the wings. If I had to guess.
See so Bandai is very protective of all the companies. They're the one you don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
I'm just worried it won't make it, but it looks great.
But it's not a Gundam. If it was a Gundam, then that would be. I mean,
that's very true.
We'll see.
All right, now we can get into the thing everybody's been waiting for. You know, if you saw the thumbnail, you know we were going to talk about this.
The Powerball.
No, the deluxe. We're not going to spend too much time on this one today. The deluxe version of Shao Kahn from Storm Collectibles, obviously based on Mortal Kombat from 2011. I hate calling it MK9 because that implies MK versus DC Universe is Mortal Kombat 8. I got into a fun exchange with a guy over the weekend about that because he was like, well, Ed Boon says it's Mortal Kombat 8. And I was like, Ed Boon is wrong. But yeah, what was that, Dave?
No, keep up, not opening that can of worms.
I know. I'm trolling a little bit. But as somebody that's played every single Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe it was a spin-off. It was a spin-off. It set up Injustice. Kind of. It didn't set up Injustice, but
I want it, but I don't have no place for this. That throne looks so much better than the first throne.
The throne looks better. Yes, the proportions on him are way better.
But my God, that's going to dominate a shelf.
Yes. Going to dominate a shelf. And also, it kind of like it makes me question, like, what are they going to do with aesthetic choices? Like, it's cool that they're doing this, but I would like for them to finish what they're doing with, like, the Mortal Kombat 2 and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 designs. I don't want them to get too far into the weeds. I really wish this had option parts to make him the traditional Shao Kahn because, again, the proportions are better. He comes with the laughing face.
I love that.
Like, that's something that was definitely missing from the previous Shao Kahn was this, I mean, the taunting laughing face. I mean...
what's the price?
So there's 2 SKUs. There's one that comes with the throne and there's one that doesn't. The one with the throne is $169, I believe. And the one that doesn't, I believe, is $99.
It's not bad.
And I can tell you if he's... What's that?
It looks big.
Oh, yeah. So the Shao Kahn that came out initially was like a 9-inch tall figure. I'm guessing he's going to be in about the same size.
Well, it looks like some parts, I don't say reuse, but...
The hammer's definitely...
I'm just looking at mine right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got the buddy version. I could just... God damn, I could justify it. I just can't afford it right now.
Well, I think you have time. Like, I think he isn't out until June.
You did a review?
Huh?
I want to live. Did you do a review? I want to live vicariously.
I don't think when I was collecting when I got the Storm stuff, I wasn't doing reviews.
Right.
But I'm just saying,
Get
I
this.
have them.
Yeah,
Which
and
one do you want to
Mariano-
know? I got them right here.
This is definitely going to be a centerpiece fig for Mortal Kombat collectors. I have the first Shao. Now, the first Shao Kahn you had to buy with the throne. Like, he did not come
And it was a great throne.
separate from the throne. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And I had him set up with Goro, Motaro, and Baraka. Now I have Kintaro. They need to come out with a Sindel. That's why I say, like, Storm, please just get through the Mortal Kombat 3 stuff. Get through all of those characters.
Yeah.
You just have the female ninjas. You have the female ninjas, Sonya, Kano, Cabal would be awesome to do.
Kano's coming
I know
out.
that-
Kano's already on
Kano
pre-order.
was shown off, and
they
Luke
got
Cage
the
are going to
Cabal
be trickling out
prototype
soon.
made. The Cabal prototype was made.
Yeah, so were the female ninjas, but I think they were going with the Mortal Kombat 2 ones first. I mean, I'm basically at the point where I just want the Mortal Kombat 3 stuff because I just don't feel like having, a mishmash. So they can do Ermac, they can do Rain, they can do Noob, Smoke. I already have Sub-Zero, so. All right, well, moving on, we're going to get into our fun stuff. If you saw the thumbnail, you knew we were going to talk about this. We saw the new renders for the G.I. Joe Classified series. We're going to get into all that. We're going to start off with Snow Job. Now, pre-orders.
I gotta drop off.
All right, man. Hope you have a good night. Hope everything's cool.
But this stuff is amazing, so I'm gonna watch.
Right. I know you're in for the Trubble bubbles.
Yep.
That much I know.
Yep.
Since you do the vehicles. So all of these are renders. We don't have pricing on them yet. These aren't up for pre-order yet. They're apparently going to go on pre-order in June.
Whew.
So I'm going to assume that this is going to be a deluxe figure. I think he probably shouldn't be one, but that's me. But he does come with a bunch of stuff.
He justifies being a deluxe price more than Kamakura was, for example.
Yes.
Yes.
Kamakura didn't come with anything new, and this is all new tooling from what I can see. I love the fact. What's that?
I mean, you got the alternate heads. You get the alternate heads, which is nice. That's what something.
Alternate hood piece.
Black boots, though. That's unfortunate.
Nothing's ever going to be 100% cartoon spot on with these, apparently, unless it's like Sarge. Like Sarge is like, I think the best we got, but then they still gave us like pinned arms. So it's like there's always going to be like one compromise with these Joes, I think. But he looks awesome. I'm in for it. Now, I mean, while he does have the black boots, digital render, final product may vary. There's always that chance that they could go and fix those boots. Just like Sonic the Hedgehog him.
Or G.I. Joe Classified overall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it weren't for little inconsistencies, would they have, alternate versions to sell us down the line? That's.
So we're gonna wait for the Tiger Force version of this guy as well. Because what else works in the jungle better than yes. What else works better in the jungle than a snow-oriented figure?
I mean, that's my big thing.
Oh wait, no. Was it Snow Job or was it Frostbite? Shit. Anyway, sorry.
It was Frostbite.
It was Frostbite.
They made a version of the Snowcat for Tiger Force.
Yes.
There he is.
Oh, thank you. All right. So that's a definite in.
I mean, for me, I could definitely say he's a pass for me just because he's just so specialized.
I like this character in the cartoon. He's a must buy for me. No.
Cool. I mean, absolutely enjoy. I'm just saying for me, it's because I'm trying to do like a more middle of the road military force.
Right. So like 45 to 50 bucks.
Like
so
I'm guessing he'll probably be a $35 figure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's him and the scuba guy. I got no need for them on my shelf. So I think he's a great looking figure. I know Robo's probably looking at wondering if he's going to retire his Kurt Russell little guy. But yeah, let's move on.
All right, next up we got scrap
Okay.
iron, and ooh man, this is looking good. Yeah, this looks really good. I love the effects pieces, but it's just like, how much is it going to cost? Because
I don't care.
you're just like, nah, I need it. I wish Sony had stuck around for this one, because I'm like curious. Like, so for anybody that doesn't know, TM Reviews is only doing figures that come with vehicles. So I was really curious, does he constitute this as a vehicle? Because
Here's the thing, those effect pieces. I mean, as I said, I don't know.
There's
what I'm
so
gonna
much you can do with them.
Well, as I said, I don't know. Like, I am lacking his tank because again, the timing wasn't right. But all those effects would look perfect with a his tank.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, those effects, like they have like so many use case scenarios. Like legitimately, especially if you're a Transformers collector and you want to take some photos, like you can do some burnouts. I mean, you can do some really cool battle scenes.
Yeah.
You know, and then on top of that, this could also be a troop builder for people. You know, for me, I'm just getting one.
I don't know if I can afford a troop building that.
But I imagine we'll see some pictures from somebody that's got like 6 of them.
Or you just wait for someone to get one, and then you're going to get the 3D prints coming out everywhere for next to nothing. So,
yeah,
because there are already some out for some little vintage automated Joe weapon platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact,
like the bats, not the bats, but what were they
not the
called?
bats. I forget what it was, but it had like the 4 machine gun arms or laser arms on the side. So I have the STL files here. I just haven't printed anything for it. But looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, Jenny, I'm surprised that we didn't see any prototypes or any physical figures, you know, for what they've revealed previously. But at least it's cool. They're giving us previews for what's to come.
Yep.
Next up,
Which
man,
is...
I think, Mike, you're going to have some words for this one, because this is an interesting set. This is a really interesting set. So, Steel Core, these, from what I can tell, these are brand new designs. Like, these aren't based on anything.
No, there's some used parts.
But like for like G.I. Joe history, I mean, are these?
Oh, this is the mail away. This is the 87 mail away.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So,
well, not only is 87 mail away, that is actually the G.I. Joe Steel Brigade. This is a giant FU to Validus. This was literally a gauntlet thrown down from Hasbro to Bobby Valla.
But I mean, at the same time, it's like, you know, and you know, we established in the get-go, keep tribalism out of collecting. I agree 100%.
Oh, I know. No, but I'm just saying, this is legitimately exact what it is.
Yeah.
Like in the toy politics.
I don't understand the people that can't collect both.
Oh, I didn't say no. I'm not saying this.
No. I know you didn't say that. I'm just saying I don't understand the people that can't collect both. You know, like why it has to be one or the other.
It's like any other thing that is a talking point in competition. I mean, sports teams, clothing brands, you know,
Marvel Legends.
It's just more thing.
People say the Toy Biz Marvel Legends are the only good Marvel Legends. Again, for me with wrestling, AEW versus WWE, but I'm just saying this specifically was, I mean, if you look at the Steel Brigade, you can type, I put a link in our group chat about this was the 1987 Steel Brigade line. That was actually what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
And then this, if you look at this next to the Steel Brigade figure, that by Valiverse they share a lot of the aesthetic, including this is the only figure that's got the 2 different leg holsters, the holster for the gun and then the canteen on the leg.
Here, if you want to do a quick comparison, if you want to big in me, I mean, this is the army builder for the Steel Brigade from Valiverse, so you can see a lot of some of the similarities, but it's like a more modernized take. But definitely the helmet shape, the body with the armor and stuff. I mean, it's clearly a variation of the figure, with some freedoms taken, obviously, on both sides. So
the shoulder pads are added on, but the accessories: pistol, rifle, dagger, the 2 different leg things, the layout of it. You take out those shoulder pads, and then the added on with the golden helmet on there. It's no. I mean, this is, and again, I'm getting both. I have both. I'm not saying what you need one or the other, but this was, this was throwing the gauntlet down. From I can't, and it's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, because as you guys probably know, I mean, the CEO of Valiverse is not afraid to express his opinion, just as anyone else has a right to do. Yeah, get a couple drinks in them and things get a little crazy. So, is what it is. I mean, you buy what you like.
It's ugly. I went to that forum. I went to that forum today because I was bored at work. That's where this gray hair came from. This gray hair came from. This one. This is some of the most bitter, vile. I mean, and it's on both sides. It is absolutely on both sides. I'm trying to stay out of it. It's like you, as Zero said, buy both. I plan on buying both.
Yeah,
I still might pay somebody for some 3D printed backpacks because, but
my swarm stuff's going in with my Python patrol.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, how many people put Pandora standing next to Zarana and Zartan right now? I mean, they fit right in. So,
Valiverse is about to do their version of Snake Eyes and Storm Shout. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna buy 2 sets.
Yeah, same. I want to have the helmet options. You know.
Mm-hmm. So
now, talking about buying multiples and buying multiples being painful, we're gonna get into the big one. We all knew that this was eventually going to come, but boy, oh boy, does it look awesome! We get the Trubble Bubble set, and again, just renders, but. I hope this isn't too expensive because I want to have all 3 options on display.
I wanted flight stand compatible.
Is it? I mean, have they said anyway whether it's going to be or not?
No, but I'm saying that would look great if that was compatible with a Fortnite flight stand.
I feel like it probably will have a port at the bottom. Like, especially, like, you can tell that gun is going to go on with the ball peg.
But and I'm sorry, it still cracks me up that the Cobra Army is still more diverse than Joe. Am I wrong?
No.
I mean, not really. Though, really, it is kind of funny. Like, I am gonna I have my Python Patrol guys. I'm probably gonna pop their heads off and swap them around a little bit, so it doesn't look like all the Python Patrol is, you know.
It is the Python Patrol, but you can do exactly that. You can pop them and swap them around. I love it. I actually really like it.
Yeah.
I still kind of wish that they randomized them, where they would just do when they do the Cobra officers, they're all just you don't know what you're gonna get to a pack. They randomize the race of them. I just think that would be the way to do it.
Yeah,
there's pros and cons to it because for example, when McFarlane was doing that with their Robins, with the Crow Robins, You had the laughing one, that you put the Batman who laughs, so people were chasing after them.
Mm-hmm.
This is being done right by just having the 3 different head versions.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. And it works because we've been seeing Action Force do that with pretty much all their army building figures.
Yeah.
And such. So.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you just have like a crew of the same guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
I want to
cool,
see. Yeah.
I'm buying
I definitely
2.
want to see more of the Trubble Bubble.
I'm definitely buying 2.
I want 3. Just so I can have all 3 options.
Viable. That's viable. We'll see. Need to see how much they are. If they are
that's gonna be the thing. If they're too much, something like it's gonna get to them.
If they're RAM cycle price, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
If they're
Serpentor,
then I'm only getting one.
Serpentor price, I'll get.
What if they're 50 instead of 40?
No, I'm only getting 2.
Okay.
Depends on the flight stand.
Then the robot head one just like.
So what if it doesn't come with a flight stand though? I mean, because you can always DIY something together.
I would have to DIY it.
Oh, I'm sure we could probably come up with something for you to print up as a mount.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because there's those NECA stands that are pretty universal, where they have like the little claws on the back of them, and Tamashii stands also like have claws on them. So I'm sure, like if you look here, there's this little area, and you can see
you'd be better
right
off
there.
You'd be better off putting a mount with a stand port inside of it, so you can take the claw off and actually just plug it directly into the stand.
Yes, Dare 2727. This is a bundle, so Driver and the Trubble Bubble are definitely included together.
Yes, but not the vintage '85 toy. It just came with the vehicle stuff.
And then the last thing they need to do, I think, was the Cobra Claw, which is their jetpack.
Yep.
And I know there's an STL file of those out there, but that would. Let's see now. You printed up the jetpacks, and so all of a sudden the jump packs came out. So you just need to print up a claw, and then
I need to finish a Jetfire print for someone first, and once I do
would that someone be Sony?
Could someone be obsessed with Jetfire? Maybe, but that's also why I'm staring at 2 3D printers, so I can get it done a lot faster and roll with something else. So, but good digital renders, interesting conversations.
I'm looking forward to seeing the real figures. Do we want to talk about the Todd McFarlane Nolan stuff?
Yeah, I'm more interested in the Reveltech. If you have that.
Okay, I've got the Reveltech stuff on the docket, so we're gonna go to that, and I also do want to talk about the SH Figuarts Spider-Man stuff, because that's really interesting. Let's get this one Marvel piece out of the way real quick, because we're not going to spend too much time on it. But Marvel Legends has a comic Guardians of the Galaxy Yondu that they showed off.
Easy enough to put it. I'll make this quick. It's cool. It's priced right. It's actually one of the few things that they're doing right with Marvel Legends, aside from the fact that arrow quiver is an old ass piece. Aside from that, I got no issues with it. It's using the right buck. Everything's fine with it.
Yeah,
Target
really
exclusive.
good.
Wait for it to show up in stores so you don't have to pay shipping. Next.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll also go on clearance too. I'm not trying to put it down. I think it looks pretty decent, but yeah. All right, we're gonna get into
design.
Yeah, that it is. We're going to talk the Reveltech Flash and Reverse Flash first. I think this is the only picture we get.
Yeah, Wonderfest is coming up soon, so they should have prototypes for these out soon.
And then I know the one that you definitely want to talk about, Dave, is
I do want these, though. They look good.
They pull off the running poses amazingly. Revoltech Moon Knight.
It's a wired cape. So
It is a wired cape. Yep. Again, Wonderfest probably will see a lot more of this.
the number one issue people have been having with Revoltech characters with capes, like the Batman, the Magneto, is that they were the Revoltech capes. This is what they needed to be doing. They're doing it. Goddamn, it's going to be awesome. And then they're going to have to do a black repaint for it.
Yeah. And they could probably also retool it into Mr. Knight. So.
No, Mr. Knight's totally different.
No, I know he's totally different, but they can retool it. Well, I mean, who am I saying retool? No. Probably just do one.
Because not with that stylized sculpt. Mr. Knight, it's a man in a suit.
Fair. All right. Lastly, we're going to get into our last piece of news and a little bit of discussion. SH Figuarts Amazing Spider-Man Unmasked Head Sculpt will no longer be included. A notice has been sent out by Tamashii Nations regarding the Figuarts Amazing Spider-Man figure. When the figure was originally solicited, it included an unmasked Andrew Garfield head sculpt, which Figuarts has kind of like strayed away from doing really good head sculpts like they used to, but I think this was kind of a return to form in the solicitations. It's no longer being produced, and any orders for the figure have been canceled. They shared a letter detailing the cancellations. The figure, which is a premium Bandai web exclusive in Japan, is being reoffered without the head. Not only does it not come with the head, it also doesn't come with the mask accessory. It will include multiple interchangeable hands, few web accessories, blah blah blah. 8,800 yen to 7,700 yen, so about $60 US. You can expect US retailers to follow up with the change and the cancellation notices in the near future. After the jump, you can find the notice that was sent to customers. They don't really explain why, but this one's interesting. What do you guys think happened with this? Was it an Andrew Garfield thing? I mean, it's weird. Because this definitely made it past the prototype.
I think they done fucked up the head sculpt, and he said no. Because I'm trying to find it. There's a picture of the Tobey Maguire one, and it looks horrible.
Oh yeah. Could not get the legal rights for his face.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
He had to for it.
It made it well past the prototype phase. I mean, like when you get to like painted, I mean that looks pre-production. Mm-hmm. It looks like a pre-production sample. So to me, it's kind of curious that they made it this far. They have these sort of pictures. I mean, yeah.
Wow. If you're a fan of it, I mean, it'd be nice to have. So.
It also makes me wonder, like, are they going to do one for Marvel Legends where they have like the digital face prints with all three Spider-Men?
No, they wouldn't do it just because they don't want to pay for it. They Hasbro showed off the 3-pack ages ago, and none of them had alternate heads.
Well, I know they didn't there, but I wonder, Hasbro will double and triple dip when it comes to Spider-Man. I mean, like the biggest controversy right now with Spider-Man figures is that Gamerverse Spider-Man 2 figure that's going to be $36 and is not worth $36. So
exactly. So you think they're actually going to package extra heads? Maybe.
Oh no, I don't
re-release of that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to package extra heads, but what I do see them doing is doing the individual sets or the individual releases with the actors' likenesses. But right now, I don't see why. Well, I think that they would pay the money. I just think they would pass the cost over to the consumer, just the way Hasbro's been operating lately.
It'll be like maybe a Hasbro Pulse exclusive.
I could see that being a convention exclusive where they re-release that 3-pack with the actors' likenesses. I think it's pretty crappy that this happened. I mean, like Figuarts has been on the decline, in my opinion, with Marvel and Star Wars. And I think that these were, again, like I'd be curious to see the Toby head sculpt they did, but at least the Andrew Garfield head sculpt, I mean, it was somewhat of a return to form for them. And it's,
well, that was the Toby prototype. I was trying to find. There was pictures of the Toby finished production, and it did not look good.
Yeah. It's just interesting that there was a time when, I want to say it was like 2017-ish, when like Figuarts was like king of like the digital face sculpts and prints, and the likenesses were blowing Hasbro out of the water.
Oh, I know, but then as I said, I think they got a little too big for their britches.
Yeah, and they just have not had that return to form, and it's kind of sad because the tolerances on Figuarts are still, unbeatable. It's just that they have not had the best looking sculpts, and it's unfortunate.
I just want to think it's funny that Mafex used to be considered one of the worst quality figures, and now they've gone to the top of the game.
Yeah. Those trends do change.
Look up a review for a Mafex C-3PO, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's interesting, too, that you mentioned that. It's like, is Figuarts even still dabbling in Star Wars anymore?
Oh, yeah. They just released a Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Oh, the Mandalorian one.
Yeah.
But yeah, not like it used to be.
Oh no! I mean, I just personally pre-ordered my first Figuarts in a number of years.
Which was
the Chainsaw Man stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I know their Dragon Ball Z and their anime stuff is their bread and butter these days.
And the Kamen Rider. That's what actually what Figuarts started. Figuarts started off with this weird anime OVA. That was like a one shot that I'm blanking on the name from, but then they started using it for Kamen Rider, and then that's where it became big. Then they started doing it with some of their Sentai, and then they started moving it to other properties, to Marvel. Apocalypse Zero, I think it was called, which is like an absolutely horrendous OVA.
Mariana says, of course, Hasbro isn't going to give us the unmasked head with the current 3-pack. They want the money and sell them individually with the unmasked. I think they'll either do individuals, or I think they'll do a SDCC set or NYCC set. Personally, that's what I think they're going to do.
We'll see.
Okay.
We shall see.
Hasbro, I'm just a little bitter on for a lot of their stuff right now.
I don't. It sucks because it's like I don't want to be like come off as like a Hasbro hater, but I think that they've had some really bad practices. I know Tony from oh god, what is his channel? I'm gonna have to look it up real quick.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, it's and that's the thing. I mean, this year is going to be a make or break thing. I mean, again, I'm not trying to do the tribalism thing, and like and I did mention, Bobby was drunk, but he did bring up a few interesting points to the 3POA podcast.
Yeah.
One of the big ones is Mattel hasn't had to do their layoffs. Mattel hasn't changed their quality.
Right.
Mattel hasn't jacked up the price.
So
is a privately owned company,
right?
But the reason they did the layoffs wasn't because of budgeting issues. They made their profit, but they didn't make as much profit as they wanted to make. So they decided to cut their workforce, to cut their expense, to keep the percentage of the profit for the shareholders.
Yeah, Analog Toys is the channel I was thinking of, and Tony he went off. Yeah, he went off on Hasbro the other day, and he was talking about how. Yeah, and he was right. I mean, they've cut costs, they the plastic free packaging is a cost cutting move that they're posing as environmentally friendly. They've raised the prices, they've lowered the quality in a lot of ways. The QC has been horrendous, and they're going to cut 1,000 jobs. And it's just like, what are you guys doing? Like, why would you cut 1,000 jobs when you're making these moves where you're saving money, you're increasing the costs? I mean, it's terrible.
For the percentage of profit for their shareholders.
Yeah, it's the whole idea that you're too big to fail, and hubris over it all. So we'll see what happens. If they keep raising the prices, they're going to price a lot of people out.
Yeah, it's cronyism, and the best thing you can do, and I know Dave, you've said this, is vote with your wallet. If there's a figure that like you're like, hey, this is ridiculous. Like I love Spider-Man. I love those Spider-Man video games. The first Spider-Man game from Insomniac, Miles Morales, those are both two of my favorite PlayStation games. I will not buy that. Yeah.
And it's not just their toy properties. Read up what happened with the Dungeons and Dragons open gaming license.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
That was like out of nowhere of let's monetize everything we can. And that's a great campaign. We'll publish that and charge for it, and we're not going to get any.
Yeah.
We're taking the publishing rights of your little open source.
Yeah, and they've also been consistently pissing off the Magic the Gathering community. I think they have really bad. They have good people making their products, and I constantly have brought up like Mark Clonis. I think he's one of the best. I think that man should be like their community manager, 100%.
It's like I made the comparison on my my Steel Brigade, my Valorverse woman figures. Hasbro right now is like WWE in 2020, before Vince McMahon got outed, of making a lot of poor decisions, a lot of bad public optics. Like they were firing people. They were people who in the pandemic, for example, since they weren't wrestling or anything, they did things like doing Twitch channels and such. They did cameos. These are people who are contract workers. They aren't direct employees. But all of a sudden, WWE said, all that cameo and Twitch money, we actually should be taking a portion, about 60% of that, because we made you popular.
Right.
That was something that they did. That's very similar to this open gaming license thing. Well, they've changed that since, because
the backlash was
Dungeons and Dragons players, they weren't expecting them to start looking through the laws. People whose hobby is to find all the minuscule rules and exploit them. They didn't quite see that coming.
And they're probably spending way too much money on Lorenzo Di Bonaventura as one of their creative heads.
Well,
that man is terrible for their movies and that EO1 venture that they're trying to do. But I digress. I don't want to bash on Hasbro too much, but at the same time, it's like it is very much a love and hate sort of thing. McGladrey says they're trying to make up for their failed movie studio venture. They thought they could be Marvel, and all they did was make that awful Snake Eyes. I mean, Bumblebee was really good, but Snake Eyes was not. I think that Dungeons and Dragons movie is going to be a big bomb.
Yeah,
I'm a Dungeons and Dragons player. I am not going to see that movie.
I still want to know who the hell greenlit the Snake Eyes script. Why does Snake Eyes have lines?
Yeah,
greenlit that.
That movie, and then the twist. His dad was in G.I. Joe all along. Yeah, it was not good.
It was not good.
Not good.
No, save your cash. Just wait for it to hit Plex there, extra. So.
There you go. I mean, like I said, I will watch the Dungeons and Dragons movie eventually, but I'm not going to see it in the theaters. I'm actually, my wife and I are toying with the idea. Well, more so me. It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, Shame on me. I actually want to see that new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Knock at the Cabin.
Mm.
Batista's in it. He'll be good.
Yeah.
Batista's become an amazing actor.
Yeah.
I mean, Blade Runner 2049, he did pretty good.
True. Speaking of movie stuff, what do you guys... Dune? That was The Rock.
And Carl Urban.
Yeah.
For which?
That was... Yeah, for like the late...
No, not
early,
Dune. Dune. D-U-N-E.
Oh, Dune.
Oh, dude.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, speaking of movie stuff, what do you guys think about this whole James Gunn vision of the new DC movie universe?
I'm excited.
I think he's making a big misstep getting rid of Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill. I think the fans really like them. I think. Well, I think the problem with what his vision is, I don't think people want young Superman. I think people have had enough of that and just want Superman stories. I think we want.
The new Superman movie is specifically not an origin movie.
It's young Superman though, is what he said, and I think it's cool that he's like my big problem with the DCEU is that they have a really good opportunity to just tell the stories they want to tell, because they're continuing with the Batman. They're going to do the Batman 2. They're going to do the Joker sequel. None of these are part of a greater universe. So why not just do like, hey, we're going to do a sequel to Man of Steel, but we're also going to do our own Superman story outside of that. Because I think the benefit there is if you have like the DC animated universe, they just tell stories that they want to tell. And if you were to be like, hey, here's a movie that's part of a greater universe, here's a movie that is just a one-off. If there's people are like, I like Superman, I don't have to know all this established lore. I think there's a certain appeal to that.
Yeah. I can definitely see your point of it. I just think most of the normal moviegoers would get confused by it.
I think they're going to get confused by like a big universe as well, because
Yeah, but and they've also been fatigued for the past 11 years because we have one big universe in the movies, and now it's so convoluted and whatnot. And I don't know.
They are writing it out. They are officially making it with the Flash. They have blatantly said they are doing a crisis. They are rebooting it, but they're actually canonically, whatever the word, in canon, they're going to do the reboot. And it's been over 10 years since the Man of Steel movie came out.
Yep.
It has. It was, 2013?
So doing this is a fresh reboot franchise. You're talking about, 10 years ago, Man of Steel came out. Right now, then, that new movie, so when this new Superman movie comes out, estimated in 2025, the average movie viewer, which is usually going to be who go to movies by themselves, is going to be starting at the age of about 15 and up, will have no connection to that. So this is going to be for this decade of the 2020s. They're starting fresh and new.
I don't think Miller's a good place to start with it, though. I think that they probably should have cut their losses with them.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
But here, you got to remember who the director is for that movie. So yes, Miller's the loss, but you got to remember the sum of the parts for that movie. Who's writing the movie? Who's directing the movie?
I know it's done very, very well with the test audiences, but I think that they should have done a reshoot. As expensive as it was going to be, if this is going to be their springboard, because I see there being a lot more problems down the road with Ezra Miller.
Yes and no. As I said, once this is done, it's done. Here's the thing, Gunn has a plan. I love the fact that they're using a Green Lantern TV show to be almost like the ball bearings to keep everything going together. They've got Great choice for an animated crazy out of Right Wing, which is a typical James Gunn thing with the Creature Commandos. Yeah, and you still got the movie. Keep watching Christopher Reeve Superman. Hell, still watch. You can find your Dean Cain Superman on DVD out there. You got your Supermans; they're still out there. I love the fact that Brandon Ruth came back as Superman for freaking the Arrowverse. You know, your Supermen are still out there.
Tim Daly is my favorite Superman.
Tom Welling, come on.
Tim Daly was animated Superman.
That's true.
Well, that's like saying
Kevin Conroy is my favorite Batman.
Yeah.
Which Kevin Conroy is, well, yeah. Man, every time I watch the Grey Ghost episode, man, that gives me some feels.
You know, Kevin Conroy was the first guy to come up with the idea of having a Batman voice and a Bruce Wayne voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was all Kevin Conroy.
Got some fun trivia for you, some fun Batman trivia for you.
Okay.
Did you know that Adam West is in Street Fighter?
What?
Yes.
Street Fighter, the live-action movie, or Street Fighter, the video game?
The video game.
Huh.
This is also some
Street
Batman
Fighter
trivia.
1?
Alpha. So, you know when the meter fills and you hear "Let's go"?
No.
That's Adam West Batman. Capcom, someone at Capcom ripped the audio from
Batman
the
show?
60s Batman with Batman going, "Let's go." And that is the line in Street Fighter Alpha. That is
That's
Adam
hilarious.
West. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I get what you're saying, Dave, about change. Change is always good. Change is going to happen. Again, as much as we like Henry and Gal, they're getting older. This generation, it's a different way of viewing things too. Because I mean, the youth growing up today are totally different in so many different ways that it would take an entire episode just to talk about it. And I'm going through that now with my now 18-year-old.
I mean, come on, we've gone through how many James Bonds? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying the actor does not make the character. The character makes the character, and the actors play the character.
It all depends. Like, all right, I would say, who else would you see as Indiana Jones if not Harrison Ford?
Oh God, you see,
River
that's
Phoenix.
a whole. You see, I actually think they should have James Bonded in Indiana Jones years ago. I think they should have been doing Indiana Jones as a franchise. I mean, Harrison Ford should have been the Sean Connery of Indiana Jones.
I mean, they kind of tried to do that with young
you want
Indiana
to move to the mid
Jones.
'90s. I mean, first of all, Nathan Fillion in 1998. Nathan Fillion would have been a great Indiana Jones.
Agreed.
In 1998.
Yes. But the atmosphere and the feel of the general public is that is where that actor is synonymous with the character, just as which is different than what you just used with your James Bond example, where we've had generational shifts from the 60s all the way up to today. I mean, I guess
I think they actually screwed up. I think they left, just because you mentioned Indiana Jones, I think they left money on the table by not doing that with Indiana Jones. And we could have had 4 more Indiana Joneses with 3 other actors.
Agreed.
Now, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. So when it comes to recasting, faces changing, and things like that.
Yes.
And I completely.
But they explained it.
I love Jodie Whittaker. That does not exist.
But I mean, it's like Optimus Prime is another good example. It's like, Peter Cullen. A lot of people.
I would say Optimus Prime is a great example.
Yeah, because I think my favorite non-Cullen Prime is probably David Kaye, which is just such a fun one because he was Beast Megatron, and he's just so different as animated Optimus,
Gary Chalk was a great Prime.
Gary Chalk was awesome,
when
and
you look
it pains me so much that they didn't bring
Energon,
him in
Armada.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah,
it ties in exactly to what you were dealing with right in the beginning, Dave, and
Batman.
it also goes right into Mariano's question about what is the definition of tribalism. And to me, it's a very simple concept of where a group of people that have the same shared like and find that commonality amongst themselves will join nut to butt through heaven and hell because it validates their feeling and they know that they're not alone. It provides a security blanket for an individual, and it gives you something to align with in case if there's ever a challenge to you. We've already alluded to to the tribe, to the individual. The individual, if you're out there and all of a sudden you are threatened or perceived to have a threat towards you, and you got someone that has your back, you're automatically going to go back in and circle the wagons. And Mariano, I mean, we've talked about examples tonight about it. It's a very easy thing to look up on Google or YouTube to see how, throughout history, things have come up. Wars have started over these type of simple concept of us against them.
In our fandom, you just got to say 2 words if you want to trigger tribalism. Fans toys. That will absolutely bring out it. I'm talking about for the group of you guys here in the chat right now. If I said to you fans toys, that's going to cause an emotion. You've got some people who are fans toys is everything, and some people are like, I'm never going to buy one. X-Transbox.
Yep.
Fans. Those are some great ones. Tribal, as he say, tribalism. You've got that camaraderie, and then all of a sudden, if you dare challenge it, like Zero had said earlier, why can't people buy both Steel Brigade and the G.I. Joe stuff? They almost are offended that the other product is around. They actually wish the other product to fail, which is one of the weirdest things. I never quite get that part. But I'm not going to buy it, and I hope it fails.
And half of that, and what makes it even worse about it, and this is where I'm going to get on a small rant on it, is a lot of that is all theatrics. It's just to make the point that, yep, I'm with this because it's a popular thing to say or whatnot. We can add it, we can say religion, we can say politics, we avoid all that stuff as much as you can because it gives you lots of gray hair. And a lot of times that with that comes the idea of like, well, these are the facts. Well, no, it's your opinion on it. It's all subjective. Well, everything that this company has is crap. Well, that's not true. And there are many people that can say that. They can pull out a figure and say, nope, this one's great. Yeah, this one they had a flaw with. Tiger Force Outback, great looking figure. A lot of people have no issues, but other ones, the hips break off because some of the molding, the plastic is messed up and you have to actually fix it somehow. Doesn't mean all Hasbro figures are crap then, right? It's just a flaw that happens. So it's you said it right there, man. It's insecurity. Sometimes it is. I think it's wanting to have an opinion, and it makes it easier to express it when you realize there are others out there that think the same way. So, and it's not always a great thing, unfortunately.
Well said. Well said.
So,
and if you buy them, I'm not going to be your friend. No, that's not how it is.
I just think there's beauty in everything. Like, it's funny to see the community rag on X-Transbox all the time. I mean, I've got some really awesome figures that Keith has put out.
This is a great toy.
Yeah. I think that their Victory Leo, like I don't think anybody has made a better Victory Leo than Keith has, and that figure really, and I mean really, did a good job of emulating what Takara Tomy was doing at the time. The fact that it integrated so well with the official Star Saber said a lot. You know, I think a lot of people are like, you know, it's funny. We've talked about like how we need to vote with our wallets, and you know, when it comes to Hasbro price gouging, you need to vote with your wallets. I think there are a lot of people that, regardless of this economy, they are tribal because they're tribal in a sense that they want to defend their wallet. They don't want to spend money unnecessarily. So it's easier to say like, oh, I'm never going to buy XY product because, you know, I don't like it, when they've never actually gotten hands-on with it. I mean, there's, you know, a sense of that, like, yeah, it's probably good not to spend your money willy-nilly, but on the other hand, you know, they are speaking in a place of malice when they're just like, hey, this looks, it's just as easy to say, hey, I think this looks cool, but I just, you know, I don't have it in the budget.
Right.
You know,
and I'm not saying there's no need, there is no place to criticize. That is one of the ways that we make change happen. But like you just said, there's a way to constructively give criticism and feedback, and then there's just that emotional, I just want to get at the person on the opposite end, that other person in the mirror that has the thought that's not exactly what I'm saying, you know. And it's easy, it's so easy to fall into it. I've done it. I'll probably do it again. And all I can do is recognize it and try not to let it go too far.
Very true.
So,
very true. That's a good one. I think that's a good note to end on right there. Beautiful.
Yes. Very good. Yeah, it is 11 o'clock now. So
yes.
And us old people get our rest.
Well, all right. On that note, I guess. Hey, I'm not that young.
But he's got his own lab to take care of. So I mean, he's got to get his rest.
I do have a computer lab. I don't have to go to Delaware tomorrow, but with the new gig, I do have to go to Delaware a little bit more. So Matt, if you're listening, safe for work stuff in the group chat. Safe for work stuff. Anyway, that'll wrap it up. Make sure if you're watching us live or on the post show, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. We go live every Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hope everybody has a great night and great weekend. We'll see you all on the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.
Hey, everyone.
And
good night, everybody.
Also, play the Dead Space remake. It's amazing.
Enjoy your purchases.